BackStage Takoma. Today we have Justice Hammond with us from the Washington Improv Theater. Washington Improv Theater, also known as WIT, will be performing here at the Takoma Park Community Center on Friday, May 30th. And then the following day, they will be leading a free Intro to Improv Workshop on Saturday, May 31st. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Could you tell us a little bit about what improv is?
Improv is a stage craft which relies on a lot of different elements of acting. So it is acting, and it was something that was started as a tool for actors and a performance piece centuries ago. But nowadays, what you're seeing contemporarily is short form and long form improv.
And so everything is made up on the spot. There is no script.
There is no script. There is, however, a format that some improv troupes follow. So you do have that.
And then I've heard about the long form and short form improv. What is the difference between the two?
Well, short form is pretty much playing games on stage, which are theater games, and you might see that on Whose Line Is It Anyways? That's short form improv. They announce exactly what's going to happen, the rules of the game. They play it with the rules of the game, then they close it out, and they move on to the next game. Long form improv, what we do is we get a suggestion from the audience at the top. We'll have an opening, and then we'll have extended scene play, which won't have short form games in the middle of it. It'll just be a continuous flow of scenes that come together at the end, and they'll just call the show. And it relies on a lot of the same techniques that you find in short form, but it's not short form in it.
And so what will be here at the Takoma Park Community Center is long form improv, correct?
Correct, long form improv.
And what about WIT? And could you tell us a little bit about their role in the local improv community? They give classes, and then they also have troupes?
Correct. They have a class program, and we do have troupes. We have house troupes, and we have herald teams. WIT has been around in the DC improv community for over 10 years, and we provide a variety of shows and festivals, and what sprung up from what WIT has started is the DC indie improv scene, where you'll see a lot of people that are just independent improvisers that aren't really tied to a theater or anything like that.
And then we're having this workshop here at the community center the day after the performance. What would you say to people who may be a little bit nervous about trying improv for the first time?
For the first time, I really tell people don't worry about being funny. Don't judge yourself for anything that you do. Just really get out there and have fun. Improv, there are no rules in improv per se. However, there are rules to having a good improv scene. And we'll try to give them a little bit of a taste of those rules, but we won't try to force it upon them, because we prefer for them just to be free and just let loose and let go and don't worry about anything. Because we're all going to be doing the same stuff together. You know, everybody's going to be acting silly together, so it won't be anything where you're isolated by yourself. You'll have the support of your entire group that's there with you.
And one of those core principles is yes and, right?
Correct.
Could you explain what that means?
Yes and is it's terminology for how you should play into a scene. Some people will actually do exercises where all they do is say yes and to whatever the person is saying on stage. But in its outside of just the terminology, it's an idea where you walk into a scene and you support everything that's happening inside of that scene. You can yes and somebody by saying no inside of a scene, but that's sort of where we move past the intro to improv and we start talking about our classes, where you start learning where are the cases where you don't have to say yes and literally, and you can just yes and somebody, but maybe by saying no.
And one of the most basic yes and games is sound and motion, right?
Correct.
So let's try that out. Maybe you could explain what that is,
okay,
and then we'll just do a little demo of what that might look like.
Sure. Sound and motion is essentially a warm-up exercise that we use, that we definitely teach inside of our workshop. And what it is everybody will come together in a circle. They'll stand still. Then one person in the circle will start a sound and a motion. They'll send it to the person to their right or to their left. And that person who's receiving it will take in everything that the person did from head to toe, and they will mirror it to the next person that's next to them, and so on and so forth. And then you get this organic transformation where the sound and motion starts to change into different things. It becomes bigger, it becomes smaller, it becomes faster, it becomes slower, louder, quieter. All different things can happen in sound and motion, and anything is totally okay.
So we will demo that,
sure,
sound and motion, but as a conversation almost.
Sure.
Okay. So I'll let you start.
Oh.
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 Thank you.
That's a short little taste of it. That was more of a follow the follower situation. Started off as sound and motion, and then we just started mirroring each other, and we could move into a scene from there where we're actually just having dialogue, and we sort of make whatever our sound and motion was a part of the dialogue, and then we can come back out of it to another sound and motion and get back into a mirroring situation, maybe another scene.
Great. Well, that was very fun. Thank you for joining us
No
today.
problem. Thank you for having me.
And we hope you will join us on Friday, May 30th for the Washington Improv Theater performance, and on Saturday, May 31st for their free Intro to Improv workshop. Until next time.